The wrong input can ruin your output. I'm going to tell you 3 type of people the introverts should avoid from taking any advice from. And personally, I think the second one is the worst ones yet. That first one is called the noisy ones. Think of the noisy ones as people like Andrew Tate, right? They're abrasive. They're always going out to talk to others. They try to make their point known, right? They are more abrupt as well, and they don't really resonate with who you are as an introvert. Those are the extroverts, the ones who always the life of the party, the one who always go out to talk to others, just take an initiative to do that. The ones who always just take that risk, right? And that's not something that we do as introverts. We don't like to be the ones to kind of go and take the risk. But what we'll do is take the risk to go back home and take a nap. Or take a risk and go back home and read a book. Or take a risk and go back home and just watch TV. Something like that, right? We're not those risk takers. We're not the ones who will go out and go talk to others, right? We're not the ones who will just go out and just meet and do random stuff. That's not who we are, right? But what we do, though, is we can focus on those one-to-one interactions and get to know people on the individual basis, on a personal level, and try it that way. If you go about doing it that way, focusing on who you can meet individually and trying to communicate with them instead of communicating with the whole crowd, then in the end you will win. Because it's better for you to get across to one person the best way you can than to generally get across to many, right? Well, I'm gonna use this analogy of a class that is a pretty known analogy. So this teacher had his class split in half. One class had to make one clay pot and turn out one clay pot at the end of the semester. And the other half of the class had to make one clay pot every single day and let the teacher see it. And he would critique it and then give them back to him. Right? Now, that group one cannot bring a pot in, but they can ask questions to the teacher. So let's think about it like this. Throughout the days and the months as the semester went on, right? Group one, they just kind of took the same classes, same thing, right? But group two, they had to make a clay pot every single day and let the instructor see it. Now, as the days and weeks went on, that day came up when they had to present their clay pots. Who do you think did the best? Group A, who had to make only but one clay pot and turn that pot in at the end of the semester? Or Group B, who had to make a clay pot every single day and turn the best one in at the end of the semester? Probably will be Group B, because Group B had to refine their process every single day to make it better, right? And that's for us. We try to refine our process by meeting with one person only. And the more you meet with that one person, the more you go to different events and meet with one person only, you can refine your communication patterns to a point where you can work yourself up to a point where if you do communicate to a bigger crowd, then you'll be good because you understand how it feels, right? But don't just go in there. You have to work your way up, right? Don't just hop in there. Unlike extroverts, they can just go up on the stage and just talk. Us as introverts, well, not all extroverts, of course. There's always exceptions, but us as introverts, we have to work our way up to a point where we can talk to crowds. So work our way up and do that. The second one are the unqualified ones. Those are the ones who really don't have the proof needed to give you that advice. They're not at your level yet, meaning they're not at the level to tell you the advice that you need. They may be younger than you and they don't have enough experience as you in that certain topic or subject to give you the advice that you're looking for. And you honestly don't see yourself living their life and you don't want their life, right? Think of those people as maybe Debbie Downers or Debbie Downers, the ones who always try to pull you down, suck your beliefs away, but they try to give advice under that umbrella that they think they're better than you, which they're actually not. Or think of the YouTube kids, right? The younger teenagers who recently just got on YouTube and want to give advice based on stuff they see others say, based on stuff that they haven't lived yet. Those are the people who I'm referring to, right? I'm not saying it's wrong. Everyone has their reasons for why they do stuff or reason why they listen to stuff. But people like that are the people who you should listen to because they're unqualified to give you advice because they haven't lived that. They haven't lived it. Sorry, my camera's freaking messing up. Right. And the last one are the unaligned advice givers, meaning they're the ones who do not have the same standards as you. They do not have the same beliefs. Hey, so I just want to take a quick break from the video to tell you about these two things. The Clarity to Control Challenge, which is essentially a 5-day group call where I essentially answer your questions to help you kind of ease your mind. It could be questions from anything from your goals to how you can like clear your mind if you feel stressed out, anything, right? I do those 5 days, answer any questions you may have, and provide my insights based on what I learned over time and from others to help you improve your life. That second one is the execution system for those high achievers or anyone else who think they apply, who feel kind of burnt out because they're tired. They do the right things all the time, but sometimes they still feel directionless. It's like you have the map, but you don't know where to go to. And that's what that system is there for. All you have to do is click the link in the description and give it a try. But back to the video. As you, they do not have the same way of life, right? Those are similar to the noisy ones, the extroverted ones, right? Except for these people, let's say that maybe you're somebody who enjoys biking and they enjoy running. It's a subtle difference, but there's a difference there, right? Their life is different. Both of you love cardio, yes, but it's not something you want to do. Or a better example is if you enjoy running, but they don't really run at all or go to the gym. They just sit inside and make videos and give advice. That is what I mean by way of life. They're unaligned with who you are, right? They're unaligned with the person who you are inside. And so the advice that they give you doesn't resonate with you at all. It's just like them just talking about a whole bunch of nothing, right? But if you do happen to find somebody who aligns with you, hopefully I do align with you, my fellow introvert, or whoever you are behind this camera I'm talking to, then take what I say and use it, right? It's this quote that I got from Alex Hormozi. He's a big person I like listening to a lot for advice. And he told this kid that he was going to hire him, but the advice he gave him was to try to find a person at the job that he's working at and try to do 2 times of what they do. Meaning, if they make 100 phone calls, 100 call outreaches, then you make 300 call outreaches. Same thing applies to you. Try to find somebody who aligns with you, and try to double what they say to you to do, right? Double their inputs because that's how you get that incremental growth over time. And use the focus inputs methodology to help you grow. What do I mean by focus inputs? Meaning that instead of focusing on the outcome, instead of focusing on the end goal, what's out there, focus on what you can do right now in this present moment to get to that goal. Meaning for me, if my goal was to maybe make 1,000 videos by the end of this year, which is a lot, that's not my goal, but I'm just giving an example. I would try to make maybe like 20 a week, 20 or 50 a week, maybe, right? That is an example. You want to focus on the end goal. You'll focus on the day-to-day grind, which is me doing my script for that day and making my YouTube Shorts videos and then putting them on YouTube. That's what I mean by the grind. That's what I mean by focus inputs. The things you can do now in order to help you go towards your faster goals, right? Another lesson I wanted to give you is don't focus on success of others. Focus on what you can do in this present moment. Because the more you focus on others, the more you'll compare yourself, and then the less you have, like the less belief you have in yourself. Think about belief as a money tree, right? As you put money off the tree, the tree has less money. The less money you can use, right? But if you leave the money on the tree, you have more money, right? That money has been there the whole time. But if you keep pulling the money off, that lessens the amount of money the tree has. Same thing with your belief system. Same thing with you comparing. The more you compare yourself to others, the more you listen to people about who doesn't resonate with you, then the less belief you have in yourself, which will in turn lessen your belief in yourself, which I hopefully it doesn't, but lessen your belief in yourself and ruin your overall strategy, ruin your overall growth in your life.